Is your franchise still SBA eligible? The question on everybody's lips. The deadline was 30th of June, 2026, and it's already passed. Franchise brands have been quietly dropped from the SBA eligibility. If you're looking at franchise purchase right now, this is the first thing to check, not the last. Let's get fair up it. So, what the SBA franchise directory actually is. The directory's role. According to SBA.gov, the directory is the list lenders use to decide if a brand is even eligible for SBA financing in the first place. So the hard rule, if your brand is not on the directory, lenders will not fund the deal, full stop, regardless of your own credit or income. Eligibility is binary, listed or not listed. So what changed? Here's the policy change. According to Larkin, Hoffman, and Taft Law, the SBA replaced the old franchise amendment system with a one-time franchisor certification. So brands that were listed as of May 2023 had to sign and submit that certification to remain on the directory going forward. So this was a structural shift from deal-by-deal process to a brand-level certification requirement that each franchisor had to proactively complete. So it has cleaned up the industry and made it a bit more of a straightforward process, but it just means that we've now got a list we can check for SBA eligibility when we're buying a franchise. So here's the key dates. May 2023, brands listed at this date required to submit franchisor certification to remain eligible. December 31, original certification deadline set by the SBA per FranData and NAGGL. June 30, 2026, SBA extended the deadline once. That extension is now expired. So the weekly updates per SBA.gov, the directory updates weekly. Brands can still move on or off it going forward. So what delisting actually means for you. If a franchisor never filed that certification, franchisees under that brand are no longer eligible for SBA-backed financing. Not harder. This is not a matter of higher rates or stricter underwriting. It's not more expensive. It is not a cost issue that can be worked around with better terms. Ineligible, period. The entire SBA 7A and 504 financing pathway is gone for that brand completely. So check it yourself right now. You do not have to take anyone's word for this. According to SBA.gov, the full directory is publicly available, downloadable spreadsheet updated every week. Before you sign anything on a franchise purchase, download the directory and confirm your brand is actually listed. Do not skip this step. So go to SBA.gov, navigate to the franchise directory section of the SBA website, download the spreadsheet, and the full directory is free, publicly available file, updated weekly, and search for your brand. Confirm your target franchise is actually listed before proceeding. Simple as that. So here's the financing structure covering that equity injection. On a typical franchise purchase, total investment, covering the franchise fee, build out equipment and working capital lands around the 400 grand on average with a required equity injection in the 40 to 80K range. So rollover as business startups. This is one strategy where you can leverage a retirement account to fund the equity injection without early withdrawal penalties. Franchisor financing. Some franchisors will offer in-house financing options that can cover part of the required injection where available. Or we got the 5-tool stack, a sequenced funding approach that fills the equity gap, the most common path for buyers without a single large liquidity source. So how the 5-tool stack actually fills in. So we got debt consolidation. This will clean up your personal file before you ever apply. And it's the same approach used on SBR car wash, laundromat deals, or self-storage. Get your FICO boosted up by lowering utilization before you even go and apply for the SBA. HELOC prep positions home equity as a usable asset, further strengthening the personal file ahead of underwriting. HELOC is one of the only funding tools that's actually considered viable for down payments on an SBA loan. And term loan stacking builds the working capital reserve most franchise lenders expect on top of the SBA loan, not instead of it. Do this after you've been approved for the SBA. And then 0% credit card stacking, of course, adds additional working capital reserve capacity using interest-free credit lines sequenced correctly in the funding stack. So here's the recap and the full summary. Check the brand first. The deadline already passed and delisting is real. Confirm your brand is on the SBA directory before anything else. Certification is not the finish line. If the brand is certified, the financing conversation moves to the equity injection and the working capital reserve. Stack the tools together, whether it's ROBS, your SBA, seller financing, and a properly sequenced funding stack, all have to work together for a deal to close if you don't have it as cash sitting in your own back pocket. So let's map out your deal. If you're looking at a franchise purchase and want to know exactly where you actually stand, brand eligibility, equity injection, funding stack, let's map it out together. Head over to gapfunded.com/apply and let's build your deal structure from the ground up. Step 1, verify your brand on the SBA franchise directory. Step 2, assess your equity injection gap and available tools. Step 3, apply to map your full deal. Worst case scenario, you walk away with a game plan or at least the steps to get this whole process started. I'm Mick Wadley, founder of Gap Funded. Let's go close something. And if you loved this video, we got plenty more to come. Just hit that subscribe button, smack the bell, and we'll see you on the next one.